over the past 4 months, I've been modifying my Volkswagen Golf TDI. But specifically using Temu. Oh, geez, that was quite hard. Oh, we've got a Temu exhaust system which cost me 70 quid.
Which is valved to allow me to make the exhaust loud or quiet through the click of a button.
Oiler lip for 20 quid. Oh, it's locked. On the inside, we've actually got starlights from Temu, steering wheel, £110 from Temu, head unit, 50 quid from Temu. Basically, the car is more Chinese than fucking German at this point.
But it didn't start like this. I bought this car for £350, which was abandoned by its previous owner because it had dents in the wing, mould absolutely everywhere in the interior.
The amount of mould that just went airborne, mate. It just took off.
And was sitting on 200,000 miles. After fixing it and then modifying it on a budget with Temu parts, we have since given it a second life and even went as far as taking it around Silverstone Circuit. This just shows you lot out there, you don't always need tens of thousands of pounds to make your car yours.
So we've got loads more things to install from Temu today, including this box. However, we have really neglected the maintenance on this car because every single light is on the dash. Engine light, steering light, ABS light and traction light, which we're gonna have to fix in today's video. So right, we're actually starting off. That actually really hurt. Let's start off by installing this bad boy from Temu. It actually really hurt. I think it was like 40 quid, but this is actually a subwoofer, boy. Look at that. Wow, look at that woof. So this is actually a Temu subwoofer, 33 to 48 quid. I can't remember how much I paid. I don't know the price. I bought this like a month ago because they take so long to deliver. But that's gonna go nicely in the boot. This did say it was an under seat one, but I don't know what seat that's going under. A fucking lorry. And it's got Velcro on. Oi, come on. Temu Velcro and that. I mean, going around one corner, that's gonna fly off, but this is gonna pair up with the Temu head unit. And right to fucking shake the car. Boom! Oh, we got every light on the dash. That, we're installing a subwoofer, baby. So I'm super excited to get this Temu subwoofer all installed. So let's get it. Let's get to it. Woo! I love this car. Now, while I am driving home, guys, I want to say a massive, massive thank you to all of you lot for giving so much love and support to the Temu Golf series. Over 13 years of doing YouTube, this is by far my favourite series I've ever filmed. And with all your guys' comment and support, it makes it just that much more special. I really do appreciate it. Some of the most loyal, brutal, amazing viewers I could have ever asked for. But anyway, let's get home and install this Temu subwoofer so we can get on to the rest of the stuff. Right, so inside the garage right now, we have actually got the Temu subwoofer. And this is basically going to provide a great source of bass and booming when we're listening to our music in our chavtastic car. Whoa. The fact that we've got a Volkswagen Golf and we don't have a subwoofer in the back already is actually illegal. It's actually under the highway code, section 69, line 69 as well.
So this Temu subwoofer comes packed with an 8-inch sub, 2-inch tweeter, and supposedly 600 watt. What? Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Now the build quality, let's just say, if I stepped on it, I'd fall into it and become a subwoofer. But none of that matters if it can deliver where it counts. So the real question is, does it sound good or not?
Now, I know for certain that some of you guys watching today's video wouldn't mind a cheeky subwoofer in your car. And that's exactly what I messaged 2 companies to actually ask if they could install this. But then I stopped myself and I said, this channel is all about encouraging you lot to attack working on your cars and save yourself on labor costs and actually accomplish something for yourself. You lazy c***. And that is exactly why we're going to be installing this on my driveway today and trying to show you guys how easy it can hopefully be.
Now, because I got a little pea brain, to make this simple, we got the subwoofer. To power the subwoofer, we've got this red strawberry lace wire, which we're going to run from the subwoofer to the car battery. We then have the ground wire, which quite simply connects to the metal chassis of the car. Next, we have the right and left speaker wires, which we're going to run from the head unit to the subwoofer, and this will transmit the audio to the subwoofer. And lastly, we have the signal wire, and this is going to tell the subwoofer when to turn on and when to turn off.
Let's get to work.
The first thing to do was route the power cable from the engine bay to the interior of the car. And we do this by grabbing a metal hanger, cutting it up, move to the inside of the car and push the cable through the rubber grommet that leads into the engine bay. Once the end of the cable appears in the engine bay, we can then tape your power cable to it and pull it through. So now it's all about routing and tucking the power cable neatly to the back of the car where the subwoofer is going to be. For the brown ground cable, we're simply attaching it to this seat bolt right here, which connects to the metal chassis of the car. Last job is to get to the wires behind the head unit ready to route the signal wire and right and left speaker wire to the back of the car too. And being a Temu head unit compared to the stock OEM ones, all the cables we needed were labeled super clearly. I did have to listen to this Chinese lady tell me what cables to connect up. So we just needed to connect them all up, route them to the back of the car where we could get everything connected up to the subwoofer.
Now I have found one problem so far with the Temu subwoofer, and it's the wiring. This is the fuse for the subwoofer, and as you can see, one wire goes in and this wire goes to the battery, but this is actually yanked out with not a lot of force. So that's Temu for you. Now because this is going to be carrying a shit ton of electricity from the battery, I'm actually going to solder this in because I'm not quite sure what else to do with that. Now it's time to see if this works.
So the last thing to do, with the negative cable on the battery disconnected, we can then loosen up the positive, slide in our power cable for the subwoofer and tighten it down on the power cable clamps. We can then reconnect the negative battery and test if the subwoofer works.
So, alright then guys, we've actually got the Temu Golf with the Temu subwoofer. The subwoofer was the most requested Temu item I've ever got. So many of you guys wanted to see it, so of course we had to bring it to the Golf. Because I love you guys. Mwah! I know you enjoyed that kiss, you dirty frog. We got a Temu car, we got a Temu subwoofer, we got the Temu creator, and watch this Temu installation of this. Right here, we've actually got the Temu subwoofer zip tied down to the little buckle down thing there. In most of your guys' car, they have a velvet false floor.
Mine unfortunately didn't come with one, so I've actually ordered a brand new one to come.
So when I get that velvet carpet, it will lay down. The subwoofer will stick to it with double-sided Velcro, and also I can hide all the wires a lot better because at the minute, everything's everywhere. We're gonna start the car and see if that subwoofer works, but also we've actually got a cheeky digital dash for the Volkswagen Golf coming up in later on in the video. Because again, you guys have asked for it, so we are delivering. The best bit is the Temu subwoofer is paired up to the Temu head unit as well. Temu overload! Whoa! Let's see if there's any difference. Watch these moves, man. Look, oi! Oi! Oh my! Is that the fucking sub? Oh! Bruv, Santa Claus has got a new whip. He's got a Volkswagen Golf. The sleigh, he's got a Volkswagen Golf Mark 5 now. Oh, yes! Yes! I'm telling you guys right now, it's a typical BOOM from the subwoofer now. The typical subwoofer thump. That's what I'm getting now in this car. Bruv, if I put my gran in the back, she's gonna be bouncing off the seat. She's gonna get airtime. What? This subwoofer's so lit, it turned me upside down. Dirty. Honestly, lads, for 48 quid, I'll be dancing in the middle of a field. I'm gassed, man. That was honestly, Temu subwoofer has done bits.
However, that same night that I went driving, I ran into a problem. But it's not what you think it would be. Now let me tell you guys why you should definitely not be like me and why you should focus on maintenance before modifications first. Because I learned the hard way.
Look at this, lads. Very expensive trip to Tesco. Jump starter on. Let's try and start this bad boy. See what happens. Because I can tell you, it's a whole lot of f***. What the f*** is that? Oh, you're taking a piss. I just want to go home, man.
The subwoofer was so good it blew the engine up. In all seriousness though, I'm actually thinking that this could be the starter motor. And this is because we can hear something spinning which sounds like it's coming exactly from where the starter motor is located on the front of the engine. Now, the starter motor is what gives the engine the initial push to start the engine going. And it does this by spinning the flywheel and starting movement. Now, normally it should extend out and then spin to engage with the gears. However, it sounds like it's just spinning freely and not engaging with the flywheel at all. Which we can tell because we can hear the spinning. However, the engine isn't even cranking. Now, luckily, there is one way of starting a car without using a starter motor. And which one of the answers do you think it is? Do you call it fat and it will take its anger out and start itself to prove you wrong? Push start the car, turn it off and turn it back on? Or get in another car that's not broken? Well,
I think we can only start this car, really, by bump starting it. And that will bypass the starter motor and hopefully start this car and I can drive it home.
So I called in help from my brother and his friend Dan and we tried bump starting it. This failed twice.
Uh-oh.
And something we did find is that the battery seemed to be so dead. So we attached a jump starter to it and tried again. And you'll never guess what happened.
Oh my! What? Oh my god! Done. Oh, watch out, Mark! Whoa!
So it actually looks like we've got a bad starter motor and bad electrics in this car. Because once we connected that jump starter and gave it a bump start, it then started. Now, I did have about 5 miles left on my tank. So I did have to fill the car up while it was on. Because obviously if we turn it off, we're going to have that same problem. But after driving it home and getting it up on the ramps, we can then turn the car off, ready to change the starter motor. So I guess if you don't want a Volkswagen Golf as a driveway ornament, Michael, you better get to fixing the car. So if you come with me and take a look inside the entry bay, there is the starter motor. So I guess I got to make some room to access it, don't I? Now 10 minutes later, and now we have so much more room to play around with. Sometimes, lads, the tire isn't always as enjoyable. This is going to make taking off this electrical clip and all the nuts and bolts of the starter motor that much easier. And the last step was to get on the ground like a good boy, Michael. Don't you look at me like that. You know you like it. Get back to work. So there was just a nut holding on this mounting bracket and then a nut mounting the starter motor to the gearbox. And now we can kind of remove the old starter motor if you want. We can then slide in the brand new starter motor in place and get everything reattached just as the same as the old one. And ta-da! New starter motor is in.
Just like that. Everything's back together. You start motor.
Now, because we've also got a battery issue, I'm attaching my topped-on jump starter to give it that extra bit of juice. And let's pray this starts.
Let's go. Yes! Starter motor definitely works now. Get in, guys. Come on, what a success. Genuinely, what a success, lads. I think we're going to have to diagnose that battery issue later, but it starts. Yes. Come on.
And in true the other stuff fashion, we fixed one problem and caused another.
Oh, that clutch needs bleeding. Oh, fuck. Ignore the tissues, but I cannot put it in any gear right now because we need to bleed the clutch.
And not to mention, my clutch pedal was to the floor playing hide and seek.
Now, when I actually change the starter motor, there is actually this little pipe right here is one of the clutch
I'm sure one of you guys in the comments will let us know what this pipe is, because I don't have a clue.
transfers hydraulic fluid from the clutch. And I had to disconnect that to get that bolt out because it was just hitting that pipe. So I think we're going to have to somehow bleed the clutch now using this little bleeder nipple on it.
Now, fortunately, the brake and clutch use the same master cylinder, so all I did was attach my pressure bleeder to the reservoir and then crack open the bleeder screw on the clutch pipe, allowing air to come out. And lo and behold,
Boom. Started. Whee! There you go. Clutch is now working. Bang.
now even after changing the starter motor, we had problems starting the car still. The car really struggled, but I later diagnosed it as a bad battery, a weak battery, as it was the cheapest one I could find. That wasn't strong enough to start the car, being a diesel in the cold temperatures. So I forked out £130 for a brand new battery, and that has completely solved the issue. But thankfully, we can now get back to the fun stuff.
So now it's time to get back to the exciting stuff. Oh yeah. Ooh, that looks fucking wicked. This right here is a carbon fibre looking front grille from a Volkswagen Golf. This was actually from AliExpress, £48. But here's the catch, 40 quid shipping. So an 80 quid front grille. But if you've got a plug in China, it can get you free shipping. 40 quid grille, which looks really, really good. But before we get that installed, we've got this little box right here. Honestly, there's gonna be a shortage of staples with the amount they've put in this box. Jesus. Now, what's in here is pretty expensive. This actually cost me 90 quid. This is actually from a company called Tripler Composites, where I've got the front splitter from and the side skirts, and it's actually their R32 rear spats to finish off the splitter kit. Now, a splitter kit for your car is the one product I'm gonna recommend forking out a little bit more money for instead of going to Temu. And that takes a lot for me to say, considering I just spent 90 quid. But the more expensive ones are just made of such nicer materials. They fit perfectly, and mainly in one piece instead of 5 Lego pieces you got to join together with wood screws. But mainly, they look wicked too. Right, with that done, now let's flip it around. We've got some stuff at the front. So here is actually the front grille. Right now it's in a nice gloss black, but you can actually see that it's got number plate holes right here, 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 and here. So by replacing it with this, we've got a nice carbon fibre effect and no drill holes. Simple. We got to take the logo off by twisting it. Ow, that really hurt. Right, number plate off. 2 bolts there and here. Come on. Jeez. Maybe we should just run it without a front grille, because that looks wicked. Look at that. Oi, maximum airflow. Rough. And now we've just got to do the exact same reverse process to get our brand new carbon fibre one all installed. Let's go. Oh wow, that clicked in so nicely. Oi, that looks wicked. Mate, that looks wicked. Oh my God. Hate to say it, but I'm a real big fan of this. Now we did, however, run into a problem. Yeah, so problem is, this is too big. Now I'm gonna have to order a brand new badge for that because mine one doesn't fit. But in the meantime, we've actually got these Temu eyebrows for the Volkswagen Golf. Super easy to install. Get it like that. Bang, bang, bang. Bush bang bang, double-sided tape. As simple as that. My headlights now got eyebrows. It should have human rights now. Ooh. Do you know what? Don't know about you guys, but I think those eyebrows actually suit the car. I thought they might look really gimmicky, but I think they look savage.
So you guys let me know, is it a bit too chavtastic for you with the eyebrows? Because I honestly really like it, contrasting with the carbon and the midnight purple wrap. But as every single person watching this knows, my taste in cars is a 12-year-old's taste in cars. Now, while we wait for the brand new badge to come, we have got to sort out this absolute fucking show of a dash. Me sideways.
Now, for any one of you guys that don't know, this car actually has 206,000 miles on it right now. And it shows on the dash. Within a month, the dash has become completely filled with lights from the check engine light. We've got a DPF service light. We've got a power steering light. And I don't have power steering anymore for some reason. We've got an ABS light, a traction light, and a light that did just come up on the dash is a flashing coil light. I was actually on the way back home from a run. My car went into limp mode and it just started flashing that with an engine garage fault. So that's lovely. So with all those lights on the dash, we don't really have any indication of what the problems actually are. And the only way we can really find out is if we take it to a mechanic or use the trusty dandy CARISTA Evo, which I use in all my videos. A device no bigger than my hand is going to tell us everything that's wrong with the car, and it's going to determine how much of a headache we have fixing this car and clearing all those faults in the dash.
Quite simply plugging it into our OBD port and connecting it to our phone, we're good to go.
Now, using CARISTA Evo, we can actually perform DIY service procedures, such as simply resetting service lights. For my TDI, we can do fuel system priming if we're messing around with the fuel system. Battery registration, we can do emissions test, acceleration tests. We can also read live data from the car. So if your car's having a problem, we can actually pinpoint exactly where that problem is, because we can dive into all the different sensors from the engine, wheel speed, live data, coolant temperature, intake air temperature, and so much more, as well as customize and unlock hidden features, but we'll go into that later. For right now, we're about to diagnose all the problems. Let's click diagnose. We're getting a high. So CARISTA is currently reading through all the different ECUs from the ABS system, power steering system, engine, and we've actually pulled out from 18 ECUs, 31 faults. 31 faults, that's got to be a record. That is an Xbox 360 achievement right there. Ding! That's a high score. That is literally leaderboard quality right there. 31 faults. Now, there might not be 31 faults. We just have to reset them and see which ones come back, because simply unplugging a sensor can cause a light to come up on the dash and you have to reset it sometimes. So 7 faults have come back. Under the ABS ECU, we've got left front ABS wheel speed sensor, electrical error in circuit. Literally points us directly to the problem, so we know exactly where to look. Under power steering ECU, we've got steering angle sensor fault, and we've also got steering limit stop, no or incorrect basic settings / adaptation. And that might explain why I've got no power steering, because quite literally I've got no power steering. The steering is so heavy at the minute. So potentially it could just be a sensor that's gone and not my whole power steering rack. We got refrigerant pressure lower limit knob, glow plug control module control circuit open, and underneath we've got 4 faults for every single one of the glow plugs, and this is what heats the cylinder of a diesel engine. So pretty much none of the glow plugs are working, and that might be why I'm being chucked into limp mode.
Now, about a month ago, I did replace all 4 glow plugs. They're completely brand new.
So I'm thinking it's more likely going to be the actual control module that's broken, because we've changed all 4. We've also got fan 1 control circuit, open circuit, short circuit to ground. Now, there is a lot more faults on the dash than I actually originally thought.
So I'll be addressing what we're going to be doing with all the problems later on in the video. But firstly, there's a question I get asked so much.
Now, a lot of you guys in the videos have been wondering how I actually got the US style indicators on the Mark V Golf. As you can see, both the indicators stay on, which give the Mark V Golf such an insane look. And I actually activated them through the CARISTA customization options for certain makes and models of cars, such as this Mark V Golf.
And we have so many hidden features to unlock and customize to our exact liking, from the daytime running lights. We can also turn off bulb checks for anyone with aftermarket headlights, turn on cornering lights, and the main one is using the front indicators as parking lights to activate the US style side lights. And there's so many more options.
So if you guys want to see if there's any hidden features for your specific car, then click the link in the description for free to do a compatibility check and to grab your CARISTA Evo device today. Now at the minute, CARISTA is doing a massive Christmas sale. So whether you want one for yourself or someone you love, click the link in the description today, which will save you on diagnostic fees, customization fees, and the main thing, time. Right, so it is actually now time to get back home and get the main star of the show today installed, the digital dash. Because once again, I don't know why, we're prioritizing mods over maintenance, and that's probably the stupidest thing I could do. So getting straight into it, this is actually our old dash on our 2007 Mark V Volkswagen Golf, and look how boring it is. That's bread. Bread with no Nutella, no butter, that's just bread, mate. But over here, we have actually got a virtual dash. Hold on. Nice. So many of you guys wanted a virtual dash, and we have listened. This is actually from DH Styling. I'll go into that later in the video if you want to get yours, but this is going to upgrade the car like crazy. So let's get straight to it. Oh, let's pop that out. Oi! Oh, look at that.
Now the new dash does need the modules from the old dash to be installed onto it. So we're taking out the two modules, we're taking the needles off the main one and stripping it down completely to a bare circuit, ready to put into the new dash.
That is actually the virtual dash, all ready to go back in.
And quite simply, using this plug and play harness, we quite simply just got it straight back installed into the Golf. Until this happened.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that. I got a flipping What? So I've just reconnected the battery just to make sure it works. We've got a bit more fiddling around to do to make sure this fits properly. But brother, there's you blood clot, the what? There's a bomber clot Volkswagen on the dash. What? I actually, for some reason, wasn't expecting this to work. I was just reconnecting the battery just to make sure it works before I start like putting screws in. Brother, there was a Volkswagen Golf on my dash. I've got a flipping digi dash. Look at this. Are you taking the piss? What the f is going on? What? Lads, look at this. There's a Volkswagen Golf, and then I've got Digi Dash. Are you bomber clock mad? Sorry for the weirdness, right? But
Now, as insane as this is, we got 4 more screws to put in. We got these two right here, and these two right here, and then we can clip the trim piece back in place. And that's installation done. So we have now got the virtual cockpit all installed in the Volkswagen Golf. And tell me why I've got a purple R32 Volkswagen Golf on the dash. Come on, it's what? I didn't even know things like this would have existed without you guys commenting down below. But now, when I'm sat at a traffic light, right, imagine this, picture it. I want you guys to actually imagine this. Use your imagination for once. Fucking hell. We pull up at the traffic lights in my Volkswagen Golf and I feel a bit insecure. But then I remember, I grab my cheeky remote because I've got a POV spec Mark V Golf and I don't have the buttons. Then I say, give me a second. And I scroll through the menu. And then, after 2 seconds, I've got an RS3 dial, mate. On my car too! It's insane. I can have an RS3 Digi Dash. I can have an RS7 Digi Dash if I want. I can have a Volkswagen Golf Digi Dash if I want. There is so many customization options. I can change the color of the dials. I can have my Apple CarPlay on the dash. I can have navigation on the dash. I can literally use this just as well as a 2025 Audi RS3. It's mental. And if you guys would like to get your own one of these, check out DH Styling Shop using the link in the description, because that's where I got mine from. Thank you guys for recommending that, because that is wicked. actually going to be taking the car out to actually test this virtual cockpit yet, because there's just so many faults on the dash. I do not want to move this car until we sort them out, especially with all of the glow plugs not working in the car.
So pretty much in the next episode for the Volkswagen Golf, there will be a whole dedicated video to fixing every single problem with the car, and not a single modification is allowed in that video. There's just so many problems to fix, and I was planning on modifying and fixing every single problem in this video. However, the video would be like an hour long, and also it's coming up to Christmas, and I have a very human bank account, probably a low human being bank account. So it's either I fix my car and all the problems on it, which is about 1,000, or my family gets Christmas presents. Very hard decision. Morally, I have to pick the presents, but you know, I kind of want my car fixed. So if any of you guys could help with any of those issues and where I can look for the power steering, is it just a sensor? We got the glow plugs, the control module for the glow plugs seems to be faulty, and so much more. So if you could help, comment down below on where to flipping start with that thing. But right now, as you can tell, we're currently sat in my office right now. 100k plaque right there. This is where I do my editing, and also pack my Ricer Boys orders. If you want anything, if you want any car accessories / modifications, click the link in the description. Cheeky plug, sorry. Now I do just want to end this video off by saying this potentially and most likely is going to be the last video of 2025, and I want to quickly from the bottom of my heart say thank you so much for all the love and support. I'm looking dead in your eye, mate. I'm not blinking. I'm not blinking. From the bottom of my heart, this has been the greatest year for my YouTube career, and I've been doing this for 13 years. This has by far been the most crazy year, and it's all because of you guys supporting. The channel now has people watching from Germany, flipping Nigeria, Barcelona. Comment down below if you're from a different country. But honestly, you guys have just exploded. So whether you've watched one video, 2 videos, or every single one of my videos, liked one video, clicked on, and then clicked off a video. Even if you're watching this far, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. You guys have put me in a £350 car with 206,000 miles. Come on, man, step it up. We got to at least get a Corsa next year. But genuinely, I'm doing my dream, and I have the most best viewer base I could have ever dreamed of. And from the channel side, there's so many projects to come, so many new cars to come, and I'll hopefully just be trying to improve every single video, and that is my thank you to you for always supporting. And for you guys watching at home, and I'm speaking to you, Jeremy, James, Josh, why are they all J's? Matt, there's quite a few Matts I'm watching, I bet. As cringe as it sounds, go make 2026 your best year you have ever had. Whether that's buying your dream car, whether that's starting to save up for your dream car, whether that's going out and making yourself proud by fixing your car, starting a new career, starting a new job, pushing yourself, you know, asking that girl out, dumping that girl for sakes, they're just headaches, mate. Whatever it is, go make 2026 the best year of your life, because I can almost guarantee 2026 will be the best year of my life and the channel's life. And I would love for you guys to watch this at the end of 2026 and say, yeah, it was my fucking best year of my life. Go make yourself proud, go work hard, go have some fucking fun, mate, and push yourself. Anyway, that is unfortunately the end of today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you have got to the end of this video, maybe a bit cringe, but comment down below what you guys want to achieve in 2026, even if it's your dream car. What is your dream car? Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching today's video. So sorry I couldn't get the Golf fixed and modified in one video, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in 2026, the best year of your life. Let's go! Pow!
Nice.